Can I say thank you, Mr Deputy Speaker, and thank you for the member for raising this very, very important issue at a critical time for Northern Ireland. First of all, we should make no mistake about this at all. This is an economic crisis as well as a health crisis for all of our communities. It is no coincidence that governments across Europe are launching emergency fiscal stimulus packages with the aim of limiting the economic damage that is accumulating. And I am fighting to mitigate against the worst effects of this crisis on the Northern Ireland economy, on our small businesses, and in particular on our tourism sector. Assessments by the OECD and the Governor of the Bank of England suggest major disruption to the economy, with short-term growth projections slashed. For what we've seen so far, it looks more and more likely that the modest growth projected here for this year will be wiped out, if not worse. My department has been working hard to understand the economic and business consequences of the crisis, and I have now shared those economic sectoral assessments with executive colleagues and with the Economy Committee. I've done that just this morning. What is crystal clear is that businesses in the travel, tourism and hospitality industries have been hit first and are being hit hard, with an alarming drop-off in all sorts of economic activity. The Northern Ireland tourism and hospitality sector employs 65,000 people and generates approximately $1 billion per annum into the Northern Ireland economy. The coronavirus outbreak comes at the end of the quietest period in the tourism calendar, on the back of the period of uncertainty relating to EU exit, the collapse of Flybe, which has significantly decreased regional air connectivity. Businesses rely on spring-summer season to build reserves, and are therefore facing into this crisis without the level of reserves that are needed. To help everyone appreciate the extent of the crisis, I will give you an insight into what is occurring. Hotels and restaurants are seeing a sharp fall in occupancy levels. Booking.com forward bookings are down 80%. Titanic Belfast is experiencing a 50% drop in visitor numbers compared with this time last year. The first 9 days of March show a 40% drop from this time last year, and I've no doubt that over the last number of days that this may well have increased. The industry estimates that there are around 3,000 tourism businesses that might not survive in the long term without immediate help within the sector. One of our largest tourist attractions has indicated that they would only be able to continue for 10 weeks without revenue if maintaining core staff on full salary. Wage bill is around 40% of costs, and that is the same whether the business is large or small, so wages are a significant element of the cost. As the St Patrick's Day parades have been cancelled indeed across Northern Ireland, perhaps it's worth reflecting that the Belfast parade alone is worth about $1.3 million to the local economy. Airline travel has been slashed, with reduced demand affecting airports and firms curtailing business travel. Flybe has impacted on about 200 local jobs and has had knock-on effects for workers at the city airport. Retail is also beginning to feel the pinch, with footfall down around 6% in Belfast city centre and around 7% in Northern Ireland so far this year, compared to the same period last year. I have highlighted to you the results of my department's analysis and to executive colleagues. And it is clear that the emerging issues are cross-cutting and require an urgent response. This executive needs to work collectively to help businesses and our people through this crisis and ensure that we safeguard employment. Everyone is seized of the need to act quickly, but this should not just be about the here and now. We will absolutely need a Northern Ireland stimulus package. For starters, a number of the key measures announced in the budget are England-only measures that we need to take action to the extent of Northern Ireland. And the first step is for the Executive to ring-fence the incoming Barnett consequential, so that the funds that are being allocated across the United Kingdom and the consequential in relation to coronavirus is ring-fenced and used to mitigate the impact of the coronavirus on the economy, on health and on different sectors across Northern Ireland. I will not stand by and let Northern Ireland businesses be left behind. Second, I think that we need to move faster and further. So I have also written to the Executive asking that we put together the fiscal firepower for an enhanced stimulus package to enable us to deliver what is available across the United Kingdom and to deal with the specific issues that will emerge locally. Thank you. I look forward to your questions.